This is Reggie Middleton, Boom Bust Blog. You're the financial Nostradamus, so to say. Today I'm going to do something a little different. This is a continuation of my margin compression thesis that I've been focusing on since 2010 in the technology industry, primarily the mobile computing industry, which is undergoing a significant paradigm shift. This started with the mobile computing wars, the battle between Microsoft, Apple, Google, and RIM. RIM was taken out. Microsoft and Nokia was taken out. Microsoft is still in the running though. And as I warned in 2010, that they shouldn't be underestimated. It looks like Google has taken the reins, become the leader, and Apple was subsumed. Now, there's a lot more to this. Okay, last year on CNBC, I told everybody that you should short Apple, go long Google. This is right about the peak of Apple. Google went from 400 and change to about 1,050. Apple went from about 700 to about 400 and change. And again, to add to the story, go to the next step, and that is how margin compression will develop. It's my opinion that hardware is dead, at least the hardware industry that we've known over the last few years. Those extremely fat margins on simple handsets simply aren't going to happen anymore. Same thing with tablets. And so here we have these pretty minimalist boxes. These boxes come from a company called Oppo. Oppo is a company that I featured on my blog last year. In my opinion, they make some of the best handsets in terms of quality, feature set. They're very durable. They look good. And no, they're not Korean. They don't, rhyme with wrong or man wrong. No, they're not American. They don't have a fruit in their name. They're Chinese. And a lot of people, when I recommend a Chinese phone, a lot of people say, "Oh, I would never buy a Chinese phone, knockoffs, etc., etc." Well, Oppo makes high-end hardware, and we're about to see what it looks like. And I'm going to go through what the capabilities of Oppo are and the ramifications in the market if they execute properly. Thus far, they are executing properly. Number one, um, they were able to get in contact with me and gave me some stuff that I was very interested in. Number two, they are imitating Apple's marketing. They're imitating the innovation of Samsung and LG, and they are um, in, innovating um, and not imitating in many fashions, in many ways. This is the Oppo N1. It's a phone that has a very strong photographic bend. And to begin with, you take a look at the boxes. They're beautiful. This looks like Tiffany's case. Okay, and we have two boxes. This just came from Guangdong, China, uh, this morning. It shipped to New York. And, right, we have a nice minimalist white case, the logo here. This is the device. Okay, this device, again, packaged, nice minimalist fashion. This is a device that is definitely substantial. Okay, we have a 6-inch, 5.99 inch or 5.9 inch screen, full HD. Okay, we'll cut it on. Okay, that full HD is 1080p. Okay, we have a nice minimalist matte feel to it. Okay, the obvious logo. And I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but you see there's a little square here. Okay, it's turning on. The speaker is nice and clear. There's a little square there. Okay, this square is actually a touchpad. So this phone, this Android phone running Android 4.2, right, actually has a touchpad on the back to aid for one-hand operation. Okay, now before we get into it, we're going to look at everything else that's in the box, and then we'll go through the phone quickly. Okay, here we come with a pair of matching white headphones. Okay, I can't attest to the quality of the headphones, but they're there. The phones look like they're put together. Again, this is smacking of Apple-list, um, minimalist look, aesthetics, and to imitate Apple is actually not a bad idea. This looks good for a pair of headphones. Also in the box, we have a charger, most likely 2.5 amp charger. And the reason why I assume it's a 2.5 amp charger because the Oppo N1 has a 3,600 milliamp per hour battery. Very large battery. This battery is 20% larger than the battery that's in the Note 2. Okay. I haven't tested the phone out yet. This is the first time I've actually turned it on. But theoretically, this phone should last a very, very long time in terms of battery life. It's using the Snapdragon 600 chip, which is the second most powerful chip Qualcomm makes. They, for some reason, chose not to go with the Snapdragon 800, which is the most powerful chip. It's very far powerful, very fast. The same chip found in the Note 3 or the LG G2, and a variety of other new phones. And the Samsung, not the Samsung, the Sony Xperia. One reason is quite possibly because there's no need for that power. I also have a phone, the LG G Pro, that has this chip in it. It's very fast. You can't really tell the difference in speed. And as of right now, the only thing that chip can do noticeably that the other chip can is record 4K video. Since none of these phones can play 4K video back, and very, very few TVs can, I can see where that power might be going to the wayside, and I can see where management might have taken a decision to go with a lesser power chip. Okay. Here we have what looks like a manual, Oppo, and a holder. Okay, so you see again, packaging is very slick. Again, I would say, this is reminiscent of opening a Tiffany's case. And here we have another pack. Okay, so one thing was very innovative is a touchpad. Take a look at how the touchpad will work. Emergency call. You can peel off, okay, the protective covering. Back, this is running Apple's Color OS, which is their version of Android 4.2 in the Android skin. I don't even see English. Here we go. English. Next. United States. Wi-Fi. And what I was going to do was I was actually going to show you how the touchpad works, but we will do that at a later time. Okay. Unique to this now, again, this is a camera. This is a phone with a strong photographic bent. This has a 13 megapixel camera with 2 LEDs, one hard, one soft. Okay. The 13 megapixel camera has optical image stabilization. It has its own processing chip, which is very unique and very original. Okay. This promises to have possibly the one of the best cameras on the market. We haven't had a chance to test it yet, and I will do that in a later video. And also, what's very unique about the camera is full 270-degree rotation. So you could take the high-powered 13 megapixel optically image stabilized camera with 7 lenses within the camera housing itself. These are 7 proprietary lenses developed by Oppo and its own video processing chip to handle the camera. And you can take high resolution selfies, which is why there's only one camera. There's no front camera. There's only one in the back. So again, take a look at the innovation. A back touchpad, rotating camera, 7-element lens, 2 LEDs, optical image stabilization, 15 megapixels. It's pretty slick. So, and this other box. Do you wonder what's in this box? This is what Oppo calls the O something, the O ring. And what this is a remote control. It goes on your keychain. You click it, and this is actually a remote control for the phone. This allows you to take pictures remotely with the phone. It allows you to locate the phone if you misplace it, or you can use the phone to locate your keys using Bluetooth Low Energy. Very minor addition, but potentially very useful. And minimalist look again. Okay, so next up, I'm going to go through the capabilities of the phone. Okay, and I'm going to basically demonstrate um, what the phone can do and give my opinion. Now, if you take a look at the phone, we're going to compare it to a couple of competitors that I find interesting. This is currently my day-to-day phone. This is the Xperia Z Ultra. This phone has a 6.4-inch screen. Very nice. This is a full tablet replacement, as in my opinion, and also my children. You want to watch a movie, you simply pull up Netflix, you put it on, works perfectly. The phone is very fast, very nice screen, very thin, Gorilla Glass on both sides, frames attractive. These are both very large phones. Now you see, I'm not afraid of large phones. I'm a fairly big guy. I have a big heart. There's no reason why I shouldn't have a big phone. Okay, for those who want smaller phones, there's the LG G2, which is actually being used to film this, so I'm not prepared right now. And then there's the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, which is currently the phone to beat, the hot phone. Pause. So what we'll do here is we'll compare, just for size sake, these three phones. Okay. The Oppo has the knock-on feature, okay, which the LG has as well. Very interesting. We can wake the phone up simply by double tapping on the screen. Okay, so these screensavers are of me, but pardon that. But these are comparison size. Now, the Note 3, the Note was considered a very large phone at one time. This is a 5.7-inch screen with a thin bezel. You can see where this phone dwarfs the Note, both physically in terms of phone size, but also in terms of screen size, is materially larger. Okay, not significantly, I would say, but materially larger. Okay, it is longer and slightly wider, it looks like. Okay, I haven't tried it yet, but my anticipation is that the phone will be vastly superior on this. The Note 3's phone, in my opinion, is a disappointment. I know many of the reviewers and the media have said that Samsung makes, fantastic cameras, etc., etc. They did for the first 2 or 3 generations. The Galaxy S2, the Galaxy S3 were leaders in the camera field. The S4 is a disappointment, and the Note 3 is a disappointment, primarily because it doesn't have optical image stabilization. Comparing this to the LG G2, the LG G2 is by far, dollar for dollar, even without cost coming into the equation, the best phone available on the Android platform without the oversized screen. And it still has a 5.2-inch screen. I'd say about not being an oversized phone. The LG G2's camera blows this out of the water, does the same thing with the Sony, does the same thing with the Apple 5S, and most of the other phones. So next up, we're going to give this a run. We're going to show it what it can do. One thing that's interesting is it comes with CyanogenMod pre-installed as OS that can be loaded by an amateur or by someone who's not used to rooting phones, and it can be done without rooting the phone. CyanogenMod has been customized to this phone's particular peculiarities, such as the touchpad in the back, the rotating camera, and the old touch remote. I think this is the first time CyanogenMod has done this, and basically this could be considered a CyanogenMod phone, CyanogenMod hardware. For those who are not familiar with CyanogenMod, it is an aftermarket ROM, basically for hobbyists and hackers, and it has improved upon most of the OSs. It has more battery life, more flexibility, runs faster, runs cleaner, etc. Very interesting partnership between, again, the Chinese company and CyanogenMod, which is an American, freshly formed company. Before then, it was basically a movement. And I think that's just about it. What we will do is we will be blasphemous and we'll bring these 3 devices to the Apple Store and compare it to Apple's flagship. I sense margin compression because from a technological and functional perspective, right, these devices are a serious threat to companies such as Apple. This device is potentially a serious threat to Samsung. As of right now, this is priced at about $549 US. This is priced at about $750 to $799. This is $649. Okay, we'll see if this has a $200 premium, or if the $200 premium to the Samsung over the N1 is deserved. Okay, until next time, au revoir. And the next one will be again a technical comparison on the hardware, and then we get to the financials, which is really fun. Okay, peace.